Tonight's video is going to be a compilation of video footage from Foo Fighters back in the 40s and 50s. Also a modern day UFO that was caught during a lightning storm. Some footage that was shot overseas. And then two crafts in Spain and the United Kingdom. Welcome back to the channel. So I have something very interesting to share with you guys, and I want to get your comments on it. So if you guys aren't familiar with Foo Fighters, this is some modern day footage that was taken of. Now people are skeptical of whether this is real or not, but it's out there. But what you're seeing here was video footage, and I had to slow this down because the clip was really quick. Footage of a Foo Fighter. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with Foo Fighters, it says here the term Foo Fighters was used by alleged aircraft pilots during World War II that described various UFOs, and the term UFO didn't come around until 1947. Mysterious aerial phenomena seen in the skies over Europe and the Pacific. Now, with that, here's going to be some more footage of what people were seeing flying around a lot of airplane stuff. They were seeing these balls of light. It seemed to occur in 2 or 3 balls, and they were flying around a lot of the aircraft and stuff. I'll put a link in the description below, but I have a whole video that talks about this. But the biggest thing of what you're seeing, I'm not going to read through all this, was you guys see their phone reported from a November 1944 in oil, was Foo Fighters were presumed by witnesses to be secret weapons deployed by the enemy, and by that they meant Nazi secret weapons. And there were tons of newspaper articles. You can't really find that many now, but there was newspaper articles on this that you guys see here. And when they saw this, they had photos to back it up, like what you're seeing here. And then I have a couple more photos too. So there's photos in my archive I have of what these pilots were seeing at that time, and a lot of this was being photographed, and you see here. And there's other news, you might be able to Google and find a few more like I did. I found a few of them here and there, but here it talks about, you know, possibly Germany or German Nazi weapons and stuff for Foo Fighters. But this is before the term UFO was coined in 1947. And here's possibly some modern day footage of this. I do not have the location or who filmed this because this was pretty anonymous when someone put this out. Someone said this was 3 drones, but this is pretty high up to be 3 drones and to be that close to one another. Not gonna rule that out, but it's pretty interesting. So if you guys have seen this or heard about this footage, let me know in the comments below. But the reason why I'm bringing this to you guys' attention, because there is a reporting out there, and I'll put a link to this, about German World War II footage. And in this footage, they caught 2 Foo Fighters, what they're saying. I only saw 1 in this footage. It's basically being a plane's being shot at, and they filmed it. So here's going to be the footage here. And you're going to look right there. You see that ball of light? And that's not a tracer or anything from them shooting at it, at this airplane. And there's footage of it. It's a 4-minute video, so I'll put that link down below in the description for it. But the thing in this video was this like 8 to 10 second clip where you see this ball of light flying above this airplane. And here it is getting slowed down once more. Now, for some people that are skeptical of that, there's been photos like what I'm showing you. Here's a photo that someone took, and of course it's a little bit later than the 1940s, of something similar, of a ball of light flying above a craft. And then here's going to be another photo too. So these have been around for a while, and this footage is proving more and more that something's been going on. And we've got video footage as early as the 1940s. 1944 was when that footage was taken. And if you look at this and zoom in, it's kind of hard to make out, of course, of any shape. This was taken in the 1940s, 1944. So of course it's not going to be crystal clear or anything like that. And when you zoom in, it's just blurry, as you're kind of seeing here, but it's pretty interesting. So I wanted to share this with you guys. So look in the descriptions for links over to the video and the news article and stuff on this as well. This next one, you're going to be looking at that little, whatever that cylinder cone is floating from this airplane. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it play real quick, and then I'll be back in just a minute. right, pretty interesting clip there. And what makes this more interesting is that someone filmed this from an airplane. But if you look at this and zoom in on it, I've seen things like this, but I haven't seen them this high. And I don't know what to make of this. It's of course, cylinder, and it looks to be metallic. And if you zoom in on it, you can see somewhat of a little bit of movement, just a little bit, but I think it's just kind of there. And you'll see the plane fly over it, and it kind of covers up the object with the wing. But anyway it goes, something like this is very interesting. And I wanted to show this to you guys as well. All right, on to some of our final ones. Now, this one was filmed in Spain. And the reason why I'm showing this to you, because this was filmed in another location too. It just shows this craft is sitting down. It looks like it may be at a construction site or something. But it shows it kind of descending down. And they get the whole clip of it actually when it descends there, and then that's kind of it. It doesn't show where it came from. But I thought this was interesting to show to you guys too. And here it is kind of zoomed in and slowed down just a little bit. These lights from this craft remind me of kind of the ones that they saw in Beijing, China over the airport. That was, I don't know, over 10, 15 years ago. But you can see more of a saucer shape to this craft as it descends now. Now, some people may think, oh, that's just a drone or something, or it's maybe CGI or something. I don't know, but what's going to be interesting is I'm going to show you another clip too from another part of the world that filmed something that was similar, and you guys will have to let me know in the comments if you think these two craft are similar. Now, if that would have landed towards me, I would have went over there and see what happened and see what landed over there. So why there's not more footage of it, I don't know. But this is the best I can do with trying to show this to you guys. I know it's a little blurry and distorted, but clearly you see something saucer shaped, and you see this bright light underneath it. Now, I don't know if that's part of the propulsion system or not, but pretty interesting clip there with this. And this is going to be the other clip. Now this one shows a little bit more detail than the other one. I know it's still blurry, it's at night, but you can at least see the craft, and they kind of zoom in and out, and you can see a little bit more detail as it descends down and whatever goes on behind that mountain. Now, if that was me, like I said, I would go over there and see what was going on. But you see the people filming, and you'll see their camera to kind of turn away down into their car. So it seems like they pulled their car over to the side. They saw this, which I think anyone would, and they would start trying to get as much on film as they could. So good thing we at least had people that film stuff like this. I know, like I said, it's blurry and it's at night, but we can at least see the craft somewhat. Now, whether these two are the same, the resemblance is going to be the light that descends underneath it. So they look a little different, but they are shot at different angles. One seems to be a little bit closer than the next. The one in Spain seems to be a little bit closer than the one in the United Kingdom. So I kind of zoomed in on that one. The lights underneath, of course, would resemble, but you see the one on the right for the United Kingdom does have kind of a red light underneath it. And looks like it has about 4 lights around it, where the one on the left doesn't. It just seems to have one light, and that's underneath it. So I don't know if that'd be part of the propulsion system or what was going on. If you guys have seen some drones like this, let me know. But I did want to show this to you guys, and put your comments down what you guys think about this. Now, before, I've showed you guys a lot of photos of what people have taken. This one was taken in early 2000s. Someone saw a craft, they took their camera out, and they shot a photo of this. And this is all that they had for it. Now, the streak, of course, underneath is probably going to be from a glare from the camera when they were taking a picture of this. But I thought it was something to, of course, show you guys as well. I think I've showed this in one of my videos before, but it was really brief. But of course, I wanted to show it to you again. But it's pretty interesting. I remember seeing some movies back in the talk shows and stuff back in the 90s talking about people taking photos of craft. When they took a photo, this is kind of what they saw before the craft shot off. And then going back to some older photos, I always love the older photos because it was a little bit harder to fake those. This, of course, was a giant carrier ship they said seen hovering about 30 miles away. But this is not the only time people have seen, of course, cylinder-shaped UFOs. Here's one that was photographed here. I don't know the exact date on this, but I did have this in my archive. So this was pretty interesting. I'm always interested on the propulsion system and how something like this could actually fly, but that's far beyond my pay grade right there. But it's pretty interesting if you look into it and you zoom in. I remember William Tompkins talking about some of the first interstellar craft that we created were created based off of submarines because they were modular in build. So maybe this was something similar to that. I don't know. But then there's also photos of things like this, which would look more like a submarine flying. There's a whole thing and a whole history behind that, why Gene Roddenberry and stuff named Star Trek the USS Enterprise up, because from what I was hearing from William Tompkins and other people, some of our first interstellar craft were submarines that were reconstructed because they were already airtight and they can create them in a modular like structure and all that. And those are some of the first things to do interstellar travel. So that may be the case with what we're seeing here. That's just the theory here. That's just kind of some stuff that they said, but we don't know. But if you guys have heard some stuff like that as well, put it down in the comments. I'm always interested in what you guys have to say. I need to go live with this stuff so we can kind of interact back and forth. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Jumping straight into this. So I have these two photos, and I'm trying to get some more information on this. There's supposed to be a couple of photos on this triangular shaped craft. So you guys see it there. It's got 6 lights on it, 3 at the top, 1 in the center, and then 2 on the side. So when I get some more information, I'll definitely let you guys know. But if you heard anything about this, put it down in the comments, because as always, I do appreciate when you guys have seen stuff like this, and some people have actually done an investigation on stuff like this and may know more about it. So let me know in the comments about this one. And we're going to jump into several video clips. One of the ones that you're seeing here, I'll let it play. There's no audio or anything behind it, but of course you see this luminous object flying in the background. It goes behind the trees there. So I'm ruling out any CGI or anything here or any drones just because of looking at this object, and you guys can see it there, and it's just flying straight along. Now with that particular tree, this could have been shot somewhere, maybe at a tropical place or Florida or maybe an island somewhere. But if you guys, of course, have heard anything about this, let me know in the comments. It's kind of a close-up of it. Can't make out too much of a shape, but want you to know. So here's going to be another interesting one. Now, I have heard someone tell me this was a helicopter and someone went in and edited the video and blurred it out so that you couldn't see that it was a helicopter. But I don't know why a helicopter would be searching over this water area here. But you can kind of see a light flashing there with it. So let me know in the comments what you think about this one too. I think this may have been edited a little bit to make it seem like it was a UFO, but it may have been a helicopter or something. Now we're getting to some of these UFOs, UAPs that are by volcanoes. Here's one quick video clip of an object leaving a volcano, and we've heard about this before. Here's going to be one with several objects shooting out of a volcano. Look at that. And here's going to be, I showed this on my channel before, that someone shot this particular video clip. If you play it in regular speed, it's pretty fast as it shoots by, but I'll zoom in real quick so people can look at this up close. And of course, more objects leaving out of volcanoes. And here's going to be a quick close-up. Now, this next video clip was a video that Chris had shared with me. I thought was pretty interesting. Pay attention to those little white dots. I'm going to go ahead and let this play, and then I'll be back in just a minute.
This is crazy. Guys, this is crazy. Does anybody know what's happening? Do you guys know? Holy crap. Holy crap, it's like a light show. It's all over the place. This is out of control. This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. What is happening? Am I going out of my mind, or are all the stars moving? This is the coolest thing. This is the coolest thing.
Now, I know some people are skeptical of TikTok videos, but this seems to be more legit than anyone I've seen on TikTok before. You can clearly see these white objects, orbs, just kind of like they're playing in the sky. Look at that. So I wanted to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see this, and then also just watch it without some of the audio and some of the stuff the lady was saying. But if you heard anything about this, let me know in the comments about a location, or if someone had looked at this or they know kind of what's going on with it. Because as always, like I said, I appreciate you guys looking at this stuff because it helps us together to be able to solve some of the stuff that's out there. Now in tonight's video, we have this here. This was taken in May of 2021 in Vietnam. Somebody was out filming the thunderstorm that was going to hit, I guess, somewhere downtown in that area. And I was skeptical at first until I saw the video. So I'm going to quit my yap, and I wanted to point this out because it's pretty quick. It's about a 4 or 5 second video. I'm going to let it play, and I'll be back in just a minute. Now, I'm going to slow this down and zoom in on it just a bit so you guys that may have missed it can see. And of course, there it is there. This is some amazing footage, in my opinion, that somebody captured. Clearly, you see this UFO just hovering there over this building. There it is zoomed in there. There's no denying that something was sitting there hovering over this hotel. You guys can see here, here's a couple of screen captures of it before the lightning strikes. And then you can see the UFO becoming visible even more there once it strikes through the clouds. And then it's still there, of course, as the lightning goes across the sky. My opinion, this is some amazing footage, and this is my first time coming across this, but look at this. I don't even know, in my opinion, if that is 2 crafts or just 1, but it does look like there's another craft down to the right part of this, the right angle of that. You guys see that there? So this could be some kind of mothership craft and then another maybe probe craft or some kind of drone or something. But clearly you see this here. And of course, we don't know what's floating out here at night. It'd be cool if he had some infrared goggles, or he came back and he saw this, or he had some night vision goggles, he was able to see this. But this is the clearest I can get this. But look at this. This is some pretty amazing footage here. With this, you can make out more of a saucer-shaped craft. Something underneath that could be something to help propulsion system. It could be 1,000,001 things. We still don't know how these things operate. And then what's like little lights around the craft. That could be part of the craft to help with its propulsion system. It could be 1,000,001 things. So this is the clearest I can get this without this looking too bad and being distorted. And now that I look at it closely, that could be like a drone or maybe another spaceship right next to the craft. So I'm putting this out here for you guys to give me your comments on this and let me know what you think, because I think this was some pretty amazing footage that they captured. And this is about 4 years old. This video is in April 2025, and this is May 2021. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. I don't know what to make of this, but this is pretty amazing. And if you found anything else about this, let me know. I'll do a little bit more investigation and come back to you guys. But don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with your friends. You guys stay tuned for more videos. Appreciate you watching.